Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Recently, Google has announced Gemini CLI, which is an open source AI agent that we can run inside our terminal. So let's find out more about it and let's install to see how we can use it. So Gemini CLI, your open source AI agent. So free and open source, Gemini CLI brings Gemini directly into developers' terminals. So we have also integrated Gemini CLI with Google's AI coding assistant. So Gemini Code Assist is a plugin that we can use with our ID. It act as an coding assistant. So whenever we are doing development coding, it actually help us. It provide us suggestions. Also, we can interact to Gemini Code Assistant via chat box in the ID itself. So I think we can install Gemini CLI uh, with Gemini Code Assist inside our VS Code. Also, it is available free of charge. 60 model request per minute is free, and 1K model request per day is free. So it's completely open source, and I think we can search Google over. We can search Google using Gemini CLI, and it has the capability to support model context protocol. We can customize the instructions, we can automate tasks. Also, I think we can create videos using VO and iMagen. So iMagen, I think it's iMagen or iMagen. So I might be wrong with the pronunciation. So using the uh, Google VO and I imagine we can create videos using Gemini CLI. So it is licensed under Apache 2.0, completely open source. So this is, I think, the Gemini Code Assist extension that we can install inside the VS Code. Here, I think we can also integrate the Gemini CLI with it. Now, this is the get started by installing Gemini CLI. So this link is going to take you to the GitHub repository of Gemini CLI. Okay, so I think we can see that the complete source code of Gemini CLI is made open source, and we can access and check the code by downloading or cloning the code. So this is kind of a screenshot of Gemini. Now let's see what it says. It says Node.js version 18 or higher should be installed on your system. So let me check. So I think I already have a Node.js installed. Okay, so I think we are good. So we need to install using these two commands, npx and npm, since npm is already there. Okay, so I also have an npx. So let me install using this. So now it is installing the Gemini CLI. Okay, okay to proceed. Yes. And for advanced use or increased limits, if you need to use a specific model or require a higher request capacity, you can use an API key. Okay, so we can also use the Gemini API key if our need is more than I think 60 model per request or 1000 model per request. So I think now the Gemini CLI is installed. Tips for getting started: ask questions, okay, edit files or run commands. Be specific for the best results. Create Gemini.md files to customize your interactions with Gemini. Slash help for more information. Okay, so here I think it has provided us the option to choose the theme. So let's see, we atom 1 default, Dracula, GitHub. So let me see which theme. Okay, I think I like the GitHub and Dracula. So maybe I will choose the GitHub dark. Okay. So I have selected the theme. Now it is asking me to authenticate. So I can either use a login with Google or Gemini API key I can use, and also Vertex AI. Maybe I will choose with the first option, which is login with Google. Let me press on the enter key, waiting for auth. Okay, so it has started my Google. I think the Chromium browser is my default browser. So I think it has started it. Let me allow it. Sign in. Sign in. Okay, so Gemini Code Assist and the Gemini CLI are now authorized. Maybe let me move this to a new window. Okay, so what it says, Gemini Code Assist and the Gemini CLI are now authorized to access your account. The authentication with Gemini Cloud Code with Gemini Code is your successful fine. Okay, it has Gemini Code Assist documentation, and also it has the Gemini CLI documentation. Okay, I think we can interact with Gemini here as well. So if you see here, this is the info. We have the chat. I think APIs. We can check here what all APIs are provided by Gemini Code Assist. Let me move back to my terminal window. So let me move this as well. Yeah. So this is my terminal. Let me first type this help slash help. Okay, so this has provided me all the commands. If you see here, add context, use zero, sorry, use at the rate. Okay, so we can add context. I mean, we can add different files that we want my AI to study, and then we can ask queries to the AI, and it will provide us answer from that context. So we can write at the rate, and here it has provided source and file. So we can either pass files or the complete folders also we can pass. Execute shell command via example npm. Okay, so we can also execute the shell commands. We can ask the Gemini CLI to run some commands, and it will execute those. For help on Gemini CLI, slash docs open. Okay, it will slash docs will open the Gemini CLI documentation. Clear is going to clear the screen. Theme to change the theme. Auth to authenticate. So we have already authenticated it. Privacy displays the privacy notice. Stats check session stats. MCP. Okay, list configured MCP servers and tools. Memory tools list available Gemini CLI tools about quit compress enter. Okay, so let me do something. uh, can you go to a Python directory and can you go to a code directory inside my home directory? Okay, so I have a code directory or folder created inside my home directory. So I'm just asking it a question. Let me see what it responds. Okay, so it is cd home abhi code. Okay, so this is the okay. So let me do enter. Yes, allow once. Okay, so it has listed there is one folder. I see a directory name Python projects. Do you want me to go in there? Yes. Allow once, yes. Okay, yes. So what allow execution? Wait, let me see what it does. What's next? I see a file in directory named Uni. Would you like, what would you like to do? Okay, okay. So can you or let me do that now. Let me pass the context at the rate power client dot py. Maybe I will select this file. Can you explain this code? Okay, so it is reading the code. So you can see, it's a very amazing tool, and it is from the terminal. It sets it's from the terminal itself. It is checking all the files, contents, and I just need to provide him instructions in English language, and he's doing all the stuffs. Maybe if I ask him to create folders and some code, I think it will do that as well. But before that, let us see. Okay, so imports the necessary library for MQTT communications. Okay, so it has provided the explanation of the code. In short, the script connects to a local MQTT broker, sends a single message, waits for confirmation that the message was sent, and then disconnect. So that is what this script does. So that is really nice that it is able to do that. Now let me do one. Let me ask him one task to do, like create some folder inside this folder. Can you create a config folder for? Okay, let me ask this much question. Let me see what it does, whether it creates it in the project folder, which is our code Python projects power client inside this folder, parallel to this script, power client.py script, or it creates somewhere else, or maybe it will ask me to where I should create it. So let's see what it does. Okay, so it is saying decoding the scripts, establishing the context. Cannot be absolute, must be relative to the project root directory. Okay, okay. So, so it is creating inside the Power Client folder. Okay, that's what I actually wanted. So let me do enter. Okay, so I have created the config. Is there anything else? So okay, let me just type a Linux command. Let me see do anything, or it provide me some answer to this command. Not it just executes the ls command. List three items. I see the config VNV diagram. Okay, so it has actually provided all the contents of this folder. So that is also cool. Let me ask some questions. How can I use Gemini CLI with Gemini Code Assist inside VS Code? So let me see if it gives me the steps to do that. Okay, it is still providing us the answers. It's important to understand that what you are using right now and Gemini Code is Code are two distinct tools designed to work together to enhance your development workflow. So Gemini CLI and Gemini Code Assistants are two different tools. Gemini CLI, this tool is best for project level tasks, command execution, and file system operations. Think of it as your command line copilot for managing your projects, searching across files, and running builds or tests. Gemini Code Assist is an in-editor assistant that helps the code specific tasks like code completion, refactoring, explaining code blocks, generating documentation, and answering questions about your code, all directly within your editor. So it says that when we are writing the code, the code assist, Gemini Code Assist will help us in code completion, refactoring, explaining code blocks, and Gemini CLI is a tool which we are going to run inside our terminal to perform project level tasks. We can run the commands, we can run the project, the files and all. So these type of things we can use using Gemini CLI. How to use them together? Here's a typical workflow combining both tools. Okay, so it is kind of explaining me. Create a new React project. Gemini find all files. Would use me to create a new project. So if I need to create a new project, install dependencies, or search for relevant files to get started, then I will use the Gemini's. Okay, so this command also we can use directly. So if I run Gemini and I press enter key, it starts the Gemini CLI window. But if I can run Gemini space and provide the command, then also it will execute. So let me do one thing. Let me install the Gemini Code Assist inside my VS Code and then try to access it. So let me open my VS Code. Okay, let me go to the extensions. Search Gemini Code. Let me search with Gemini just. So this is the Gemini Code Assist. Let me install this. So if you see here, this is Gemini Code Assist plugin. It acts just like GitHub Copilot. So there is going to be a chat window where we can interact with the Gemini Code Assist bot, and also it will help us to add the code and uh, provide us code completions inside the IDE itself. So okay, it has installed write better code faster. Let me see. Okay, so here is the plugin. Let me open the extension. Let me sign in, configuration, open. Is okay. Let me authorize it, sign in. Okay, it has authorized it. Let me go back to my VS Code. Open in how to install Gemini Code Assist in VS Code. If you haven't already, here is how you can install. Okay, open, click on the extension. This we have done. Search for Gemini in the marketplace. Find the extension published by Google and click install. After so you will sign in. Okay. By using both tools, you can get the best of both worlds. A powerful. Okay, let me close this. Let me see how. Good application is Control C. Okay, Control C. Okay, twice I had to press Control C, and it exited. So agent powering down. Okay, so it has also captured how I'm using it. Input tokens are this much, output tokens. Okay, total tokens used, total duration. Fine. Let's go to the VS Code. Okay, the Google terms and use policy, the privacy notice. Okay, Okay, fine. So now Gemini code assist is installed. Let me open the terminal inside the VS Code. If you see here, let me go to the documentation how we can start the Gemini CLI. I have installed Gemini. Let me ask it how I can start the Gemini CLI again. CLI using npx command. Now I have exited the Gemini CLI. I am trying to run the Gemini command to start Gemini CLI. I am getting command not found. npm install -g. Okay. The simplest way to run Gemini CLI after installing the npx is to use the npx. Okay, so I need to use npx Gemini. Yes. It is giving me some error. Let me again start inside this terminal. Okay, there seems to be some issue. Let me install it using this. So this will start it to install it globally. Okay, it got permission denied. So that's why I'm now running with sudo. Okay, so it has now started. So now I think Gemini is installed globally. Okay, let me exit it. Yeah, so let me go back to my VS Code. Let me type Gemini here. Okay, now it is installed here. Cool. So now I'm running Gemini code assist here inside the VS Code, and inside the terminal, integrated terminal inside VS Code, I am running the Gemini CLI. So let me ask it, can you create a project inside Okay, this is the folder Python projects as. Can you create a project inside it now with name fast API and create a virtual environment inside it. Also add fast API package in requirements.txt. So let's ask this question and see how it helps us. So basically I have asked Gemini CLI agent to create a folder inside my Python projects. The folder would be named as fast API. Yes. And after that I have asked it to create a virtual environment. So it is now, this is the command to create the virtual environment. Okay. And also I asked it to add a fast API package in requirements.txt. So echo the fast API. Okay, so it is adding the requirement. Okay, so I have created the project directory, the virtual environment and the requirement store. Now I will install the fast API package into the virtual environment. So let me check or confirm with what all it has created. So let us do ls. So it has created a fast API folder, and then it has created requirements.txt and the virtual environment. Let me open this. So it has added the fast API dependency. Okay, let me try to activate the virtual environment to see whether the virtual environment is created successfully or not. Okay, so it is created successfully. Fine. Let me go back to my VS Code. So it says allow execution. Yes. Now it is basically installing. So if you see pip install -r to install the fast API package. Okay, so it has installed the package. To get you started, I will now create main.py file with a simple hello world example. Cool. So let me select yes. So now it is creating a file. I have created a basic file for you. To run the application, you can use the following command. So you can then access the API in your browser. Okay, let me can help you with. Okay, so let me try to run this command. So I will run it from the terminal. So I have already activated the virtual environment. So it says uvcon main app reload. uvcon main main app hyphen reload. Let me just copy this and try to run it. Let me copy this. Okay, so UV, okay, so it actually identified the issue. UVCon dependency was not there. So let me allow. So now it will add the UVCon dependency. Now it is installing the UVCon dependency as well. So I think now it will run successfully. So we needed to install two dependencies, fast API and UVCon. Cannot be or must be relative to the project root directory. Okay, yes, enter. Now running away, it has also started the server and it is telling it is running at this URL. Let me open this. 8000 it was. Yeah, so it prints hello world. Now I think slash docs is going to open the Swagger UI for our fast API. Yeah, so it has added on slash hello world. Maybe I can try it out from here as well. And I got hello world. Cool. Think we can go back to VS Code. Let me close this. Let me open folder. Okay, this is the file. Okay, it is asking me to install the Python package. Python extension it is asking me to install. So it's a actually very fresh installed VS Code. So I have not installed anything inside it. Add, create, CRUD operation or CRUD APIs for user. Accept all changes. Okay, so if you see here, it has added all the. Oh, let me save here. Oh, no. Okay, let me save it. Control S. UVCon main reload. What it is saying? Started with choosing reload. Email validator. Okay, so we need to add one email validator module. So let me give this error to our Gemini code assist and see if it is able to provide this. So actually, basically, uh, in the code, it has added some email. So if you see here, user, where is the model? Yeah. So if you see here, it has added email and it has added email string for validating it, or the type of email is email string. So here it is telling us to add a email validator package which is missing. So it is asked me to run this. Maybe I will add this in the requirement.txt. What it says, pydantic email. Okay, let me do a pip install requirements.txt. It is installing the email validator. Let me start the app again. Yeah, it is started successfully. Let me refresh. Yeah, so it has added all the code. So you can see that the so you can see that the uh, Gemini Code Assist will basically help you with the coding and the programming and act as a coding assistant. And Gemini CLI will help you to manage the terminal by managing the complete project, the complete running of the project, is building the project. So all the commands that we run on the terminal to build, to compile, to execute, those all things we can do using Gemini CLI. Also, it has the capabilities to run the or search the web for any answer. Like when we asked it how we can use the Gemini CLI with Gemini Code Assist, it actually searched the net and provided us the all the data from net and also from his intelligence. So that's all for today's video. Maybe I will also explore more like what all other things we can do with the help of Gemini CLI. So thanks all and have a nice day. Bye bye.